So you mentioned classic, right? And I I actually saw you perform a couple times. And one thing that stood out is like, yo, how does a brother from the Bronx growing up, you know what I mean, in that era, find comedy in classic? And I'm thinking that set that you do when you kind of go into that Shakespearean,
Right, right.
you know what I mean? So tell me about that. So I heard the Jamaican, I heard the Hispanic, but that Shakespearean classic vibe is out of this world. Tell
Oh,
me
thanks, man.
tell me where that was birthed. Tell me how that all came about.
I was already doing dialects. You see
Okay.
what I'm saying? So it was just a matter of bringing in some of the authentic stuff. Actually, I was watching Lawrence Fishburne in Othello one day,
Okay.
and I can't say it inspired the joke, but I just loved that whole flavor so much. I said, well, dang. And then I tell you what, when I started doing it, uh, there's another brother called named Zooman Miller, right? He does this whole Shakespeare thing with Shakespeare on Fire, where uh, uh, Shakespeare catches a venereal disease, right? And I was doing my initial English dialect was Julius the Pimp, right? And it talked about how the people think black folks are the first ones to start pimping, but no. And I go into this whole warrior thing, and then it's like Julius, and then this warrior fell asleep, and the pimp god spoke to him, and then I get on the horse and go all through the audience. So that was my first thing that I started doing with that, and using that old English dialect, and then I just turned that, and it evolved into, child support court and, all those other things,
Yo, give me 30 seconds of that, man. Because
My Lord, I know not this wench.
so storytelling, because I want to get into your comment. So storytelling is a big part of people's comedy, right? If there was a comedian that you wanted to pattern yourself after, who would that be?
To be honest with you, I don't think there's anybody I want to pattern myself after outside of my eldest brother who never hit a stage. And I'm not trying to sound cocky or anything. I respect all those greats who did it, you know. But I tell you what, like I can actually do um, in imitations. I can imitate people, but I would never do it because I always wanted to develop my own characters. I always wanted my own characters to live because most of the characters that I do are either people that I've come across or characters that I've come across, lived with, you know what I mean? Like in the South Bronx, like I used to do this funeral, right? Where a drunk Latino dude, he was the pastor and he came out, he became hit the way, and these are characters that I really grew up with. You follow me? Like the story about getting shot, all I did was I add to the story a real guy that owned the store, a bodega, that used to really tell me don't steal from the store, and I just put him in, that I ran into the store after I got shot, and he was like, I'm calling the police, right? And I'm like, yo, I need an ambulance, Ralphie. No, you needed the police because the guy who shoot you, he's outside, he no finish. He don't want that with me. So it's a combination of actual things that take place, actual things that I see, the way things, because a real comedian, we don't see things like the average person sees, and at the same time, or the way the average person sees. Here's what I'm saying: God forbid you see a tragedy, somebody a dude get hit by a car, and he fly up to the light pole, hit the light pole, his shoes come off. You understand? And then, you know, he hit the ground, you know, live or not, you know, the point is the accident, right? To the average person, that's tragic. But to the comedic mind, it's the light pole, the shoes coming off. And I'm just using this as an example. I'm not saying we would, you know, nobody in their right mind would ever mock anything like that.
Yeah.
But I'm just using it as an example. You get what I'm saying? So we see the reaction of the person driving the car, you know. We see the person getting out the car. He ain't worried about the dead guy. He's in the Bronx. He worried about his car. You understand? So our interpretation of things that we see, it doesn't translate the way the average person might. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But at the same time, there's some brothers and sisters out here in the world, especially in the hood, who are so damn funny that if they ever hit the stage, they would just take it by storm, but they won't hit the stage.
Well,
so it's a thing to really formulate yourself, and it's a beautiful thing, you know, when you can really craft something and make it into something, and make somebody laugh from what you see, from your perception.
Well, I'm gonna tell you a quick story. That entire scenario happened to me. I'm a kid. I'm running to the corner store.
Nah, man, stop.
I'm
Stop,
telling you. I see the dude driving the deuce in the quarter, and I'm running. I'm like, yo, I can make it across without him hitting me. I swear to you. I can see this dude to this day. He hit me. It wasn't no telephone pole, but I go flying in the air. I don't even remember my sneakers came off, and I land on my ass. And I'm like, damn, you know the first thing I thought about? I'm gonna get in trouble if my father and my mother find out. I ain't care about none of that. This joker got out the car. He was like, shit. Slammed the door. I remember all of that. This is a true story.
And that's a whole joke.
Shit,
that's
like
a whole
hell,
joke.
Because that shit, yo, I flipped in the air like 3 times. You know what I mean?
Oh man.
And my father came, he grabbed me, threw me in the truck. He took me to the hospital. We walked in the emergency room, and the lady at the triage, kiosk, whatever, said, "Damn, what did he do now, Mr. Langevin? Y'all could just go right in." I was such a badass that they ain't even need to fill out paperwork. They just said, "Nah, just take him right in." You know what I mean?
They knew your accident-prone ass. Huh?
So I'm like, damn. I'm saying to myself, was he driving the car? Talk about you.
Yeah.
Nah, you was.
Yeah, no, man. Well, you know, I don't ever want to hear nothing like that happening to a kid. My vision was a grown man. Not that that's okay.
That's a
but
real
kids
shit.
is off the table.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is that's a whole joke.
Mm-hmm.
That's like a whole joke. The joke in that is you in the air and just picturing your father whooping your, can I say ass?
Absolutely.
You see what I'm saying? You flipping in the air and you thinking to yourself, my pop's gonna whoop and that's comedy. And falling on top of his hood, and the dude is mad because your dumb ass ran across the street.
Yeah. Yo, we locked eyes. We locked eyes and everything. I said, yo, I can make it. And I could tell he was like, yo, I hope this dumbass don't run across this shit. I said,
man, listen, bro.
I almost stuck the landing, though. You know what I'm saying? Because I was big on gymnastics back in the day. But listen, man, I just want to say this. 30 years in the game, true OG, right? I provided this platform for people like yourself and others who are in the creative world for them to tell their stories about how they got into the game that they in, whether it be comedy, hip hop, music. You know, we got some authors in the building, photographers. You know what I mean? Shout out to All Hands Life Insurance for all your life insurance needs. So, yes, sir. And if you need something, let me know. I'm gonna highlight you after
Absolutely.
This.
I got something. You know, let me just. I'm gonna go ahead and say it, right? And you mentioned life insurance. For the last probably 9 years, man, I've been trying to find an insurance company, right? So that I can get all my comedian comrades a little bit of coverage, you know? Because a lot of us, man, you know, a lot of cats out here, there's nothing. You follow me?
Yeah.
So I wanted to trying to find some group, situation. I specifically reached out to our people, and I think it's disgusting how we operate amongst each other.
Listen.
I didn't get no callbacks.
Listen.
Then I went to the big boys, and I had to actually say to them, Can I say the B word?
Yeah, go ahead.
You bastards funded the whole slave trade. You understand? Got rich off our backs. And I'm just saying, I'm coming to you with 50 to 100 to 75 to maybe 5,000 young black artists, music, DJ, comedy,
Listen,
who want to have some life insurance. And y'all won't even create a. You get my point?
Bro,
So,
I got you, bro. And guess what? Guess what? The brother that I'm going to connect you with is from the Bronx.
All right.
Been one of my best friends from 1992 to now and forever. So after this, listen, God working the illest ways.
And dig, I understand that sometimes we're limited in what we can do. Yeah. But at least communicate with your brother, man.
Bro,
that's what tears me up, man. I spoke to a sister in Jersey one time. Yeah. Nothing. No call back. No, I'll be like, and it's frustrating,
Bro, I got you.
And I'm not trying to make no money. I'm just trying to provide a service for my folk. My black and Latino comedians who don't come
needed.
from no silver spoon,
And it's needed. You know what I'm saying?
It's needed.
But listen, like I said, I provide this platform to give people flowers while they can smell them. You know what I'm saying? To give people they just do and they respect while they're alive. Because a lot of times we in that game where jokers, they'll make a T-shirt for you and they'll cry all type of tears for you, but they won't say the stuff that you needed to hear while you was alive. You know what I'm saying? While you were alive. So I wanted to put myself in position to say to you that I appreciate the fact that, you've been doing this for as long as you've been doing it. I appreciate the fact, you know what I mean, that you look like me, and you still amongst us. You know what I mean? You didn't sell out. I appreciate the fact that, 30 years is a long time. People want to retire after 30 years because they've been doing things that they don't want to do. You kind of charted a different path for yourself, and people could look at you and say, listen, Freddie Rick's been doing this for 30 years. And he not broke, he not disgusted, he not homeless, he not any of that. You know what I mean? And he made a life for himself. So I want to give you your flowers. I want to give you your respect. I want to give you your just due while you're alive and well, and give you an opportunity to tell people your story. You know what I mean? So for that, I'm greatly appreciative, you know what I mean, for you coming on my platform. After this, I want to talk to you about some other things. But ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for coming out. And you got 45 seconds to give any last, parting words.
Well, thanks for having me, man. And you said a lot in the last portion, but with me, it's the certain. I don't know how I was just bred a little different. I can't sell out. I can't do nigga night. You understand? I don't want to be a part of that, right? There's a difference in not ever making it to the table and sitting at the table and walking away.
Absolutely. Oh, wow.
You see what I'm saying?
That's big.
So, I think the Most High that I got a spirit in me that there's certain things I just can't do. You follow me?
Well, listen, man, I appreciate it.
And yeah, man, and and it ain't about just not being able to, because that has never been the issue. You follow me?
Yeah.
I've most definitely been blessed by the Most High with some talent, and I'm not blowing my own horn. I'm just saying what it is. So you'll never see me go into the basement and come out with a white woman. Ain't gonna happen. You understand what I'm saying?
Well, listen,
I love my people. I love my people, brother.
And your people love you too, man.
Right.
So ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for coming out. You know what I mean? Big ups to comedian Freddie Ricks. And until next time, I'm signing off.
Peace.
Peace.